Hey everybody, Jay Barino here, and welcome back. We're playing Azeroth Reborn, created by Synergy and Team. We're on to Chapter 9, Frostmourne. This is the last one. We're playing Frostmourne twice in the same week, because you'll see my other series for Warcraft 3 is reforged. So on Friday, you will be seeing Frostmourne again, but that one will be drastically different. Send me in. This one will probably be pretty difficult if I had to guess. The macro missions have definitely been harder. The enemy attacks are large, and the defensive forces are large, so we just need to prepare for that. Channel our inner arcane, build forward production, etc., etc., do what we gotta do. I always like to rush to Frostmourne and then rush to the purple base.
You lied to your men and betrayed the mercenaries who fought for you. What's happening to you, Arthas? Is vengeance all that's important to you?
Spare me, Muradin. You weren't there to see what Mal'Ganis did to my homeland.
The Dark Lord said you would come. This is where your journey ends, boy. Trapped and freezing at the roof of the world, with only death to sing the tale of your doom.
This looks bad. We're completely surrounded.
There's still one chance. Help me claim Frostmourne. If it's as powerful as you said, it might tilt the scales in our favor.
I have a bad feeling about this, lad. But I promised I'd see this through.
Captain, I'll leave you to organize our defense. Let's move out.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get moving with this group. We can just auto-attack with them, they'll figure it out. And then at home, this is where things are a little dicier. Let's just go ahead and start some dudes on lumber. By some dudes, I mean a lot of dudes. On lumber. Start some upgrades. Usually they don't attack down here, it's the middle and the top, so let's do this.
What do you need? Your Honor.
Trying to just angle these units so that we can keep as many alive as possible. And maybe get an additional rifleman or something. There we go. Okay, so that should be pretty self-sufficient for a while. We don't need a parry apt. I think Muradin's got some slots. Maybe what we can do is, you know, sell his items later. But again, we want to try and just make as much progress as possible early on this map, and it'll make everything go a little bit better. Okay, let's keep an eye out over here. Let's grab Priest Adept training for sure. It'd be nice if this dude helped us. Good work. No. We want the Knight. Trying to move this dude out. Trying to save who we can, and we need to build riflemen, not riflemen, mortar teams, riflemen eventually, so that we can move out and kill purple later. This is going fine. Bring protection +3, not necessary. Let's just keep going. I think what we're going to want to do is, yeah, we're going to move this Sobi mask over to Muradin later. So you just have to constantly shift your focus on what you're looking at here. Let's go ahead and hotkey our production structures at home as well. Griffin Aviary is nice too. Okay, now the question is, where is Mal'Ganis going to attack from? We have to be ready to pivot and defend where necessary. Animal war training is going to be important as well. Oh yeah, this guy has Resurrect. Ooh, I lost a Knight. You know what? Just grab him back right away. Almost.
I'm here to help.
Okay, let's do something like this real quick. It's like nothing even happened. We have a rifleman who's got left behind. All right, come on. And then I know that there's some ghosts up here, so let's just go with just our heroes so that we don't lose our normal units to possession. Okay, now move in with everybody. Then Arthas, make sure to heal this dude. And then upgrades again. Gotta stay on top of these upgrades. Expensive for the +2 attack, but worth it. I see Mal'Ganis coming from the top. Let's just kick off this attack.
Turn back, mortals. Darkness are all that await you in this forsaken vault.
I doubt there's anything down here more terrifying than what we've faced already.
Believe what you will, boy. You shall not pass.
Good idea.
Okay, let's move on in. And we just gotta try and keep alive what we have. Yeah, Mal'Ganis is here. A little spooky. Grab Animal War Training, and then let's get another Priest.
More lumber is required.
And I'm just gonna focus down the main guy, I think. Or hit this. The faster that we can get this done, the better.
Forces are under attack.
Mortar team's blasting away. Get more of them. I hear Mal'Ganis dying.
Kick down.
You love that.
Research complete.
Okay, and we have a lot of folks on lumber. It's just takes a while.
Turn away before it's too late.
Still trying to protect the sword, are you?
No. Trying to protect you from it.
Okay, we're gonna get some additional
What is
knights.
your
Captain
wish?
Falric survives the first round. You love that.
Behold, Muradin, our salvation. Frostmourne.
Halt, lad. There's an inscription on the dais. It's a warning. It says, "Whomsoever takes up this blade shall wield power eternal. Just as the blade rends flesh, so must power scar the spirit." Oh, I should have known. The blade is cursed. Let's get the hell out of here.
I would gladly bear any curse to save my homeland.
Leave it be, Arthas. Forget this business and lead your men home.
Damn the men! Nothing shall prevent me from having my revenge, old friend. Not even you. Now, I call out to the spirits of this place. I will give anything or pay any price, if only you will help me save my people.
The hammer throw wasn't able to be ported over properly.
Prince Arthas, where is Muradin? We can't hold out for much longer.
Muradin is dead. But take heart, Captain. The enemy will not stand long against the might of Frostmourne.
Okay.
I'm here to help.
So I'm inclined to maybe wait for one enemy attack, and then we're moving out, and we're gonna make some magic happen.
Yes, my friend.
Priest Mastery. We do have a lot of mortar teams, which is exactly what we need to make some stuff happen here. I'm going to get even one more. That AoE is very, very powerful at this stage of the game. Oh, yeah, and then we got these dudes that came back with us. You'll love to see that. Definitely advanced lumber harvesting. And we're just very short on resources right now. So, again, I think we just wait for the next... or yeah, the next enemy attack, and then we go and push straight into purple.
Justice shall be done. Of course.
Or maybe we just go and push into purple now. I don't know. Mal'Ganis attacked, like, fairly recently.
Where do you want us? Move your arse.
Is there
The sooner that we go for purple, the better, which is why I'm really inclined to do it. I don't know how long we should wait. What I could do is maybe come up here and destroy the little Nerubian area instead. Just to sort of, like, so we're doing something with our time. I think we get some healing wards from these folks, too, and we can ditch the circle. We don't need that. Let's transition some of these dudes down here.
Research complete. All right.
Lumber is important. Stormhammer's going to be good. Yep, and there it is. Oh, that's purple, actually, that's attacking us. Oh, no, and here's green as well. Okay, so we bombed through them pretty fast, pretty well.
The sword.
It's devouring the undead and replenishing my powers. I knew it would ensure our victory.
Okay, we'll pick up those healing wards more momentarily. Let's come on down here.
What ails you?
Turn off inner fire.
Forces are under attack. Your command.
Grab long rifles, and then I started +1. Yeah, good attack, didn't I? Yes.
What?
And let's
Yes,
just keep
my lord.
transitioning workers down here for
buggo
lumber
then.
instead. And let's go.
Is there danger?
It really feels like our trees get depleted faster, and our priest mana gets depleted faster.
Research complete.
I know I'm not crazy. I definitely am feeling that.
Your Honor.
The light.
Okay, mortar teams focus on the structures. Now, what we could do is throw down some inner fires. Again, our priest mana is rough,
Research complete.
but if we even just get a few out, this will be good. All right, go for the crypt, then for the halls of the dead. Arthas doing great with his extra damage, and we don't have any upkeep to worry about. Improve masonry, and let's go ahead and grab a worker and
What is it?
bring them
Righto.
over to start building a town hall later. I actually think extra priests.
Research complete.
Okay, and that's one base down. And now I'm hopeful that this base is too far out of the way for Mal'Ganis to ever want to attack.
Our forces are under attack.
And the last enemy attack did not involve Mal'Ganis.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, as our final level, we're just going to go right back to our base and wait for Mal'Ganis to attack. Then we'll go up, we'll grab those healing wards, and then clear out the little enemy base a little further up, too. Now, what's tricky about this map is the enemy can attack you from multiple directions out of their base, so it's good to just sit right outside their base. I might even build some towers to deal with it.
Of course. Certainly.
Okay, we're heading back.
Right away.
I had a worker. Did he get bundled in with this group?
Is there danger?
No.
What ails you?
No, is he here? Yeah, there he is.
Forward.
And
Yes,
priest can get
Lord.
sent home. We'll build this close to the tree so that we have some tree income for later.
Is my aid required? I stand for the light.
And we just got to see where Mal'Ganis is going to come from. +3 right now is a lot of lumber, but let's do it. I'm trying to stay on top of my lumber income. I think it's absolutely worth it.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, there's Mal'Ganis. He's Unholy Frenzy, but he's stuck. He can't get out. Yeah, he's busted right now. This is great. So just remove the Unholy Frenzy from him. I don't like how Arthas tends to prioritize air units. Just try and save what we can. Is he asleep? Yeah, it's hard to see. Again, the colors are a little muted in
Danger for honor. A sound.
Azeroth Reborn. That's the name of it. So sometimes it's a little difficult to tell.
Justice shall be done.
Healing wards. I don't need a
I
pot of
stand
mana.
for
Let's
the
get rid
light.
of the circlet.
Certainly.
Grab the healing wards.
Justice shall be done.
We can come back and grab these other items later.
Research complete.
Okay, we lost some mortar teams, but that's okay. I also want to grab storm hammers.
More lumber is required.
Almost. Just the smallest bit more of lumber,
Research
please.
complete.
Still waiting?
done.
All right, fine. Let's just get up here.
What is it?
Get this base saturated.
The light is my strength. I stand for the light. The light is my
Lead with
strength.
Arthas, please. Perfect. We don't have as many mortar teams anymore, but that's kind of okay. We don't need as many right now as we wait. Now, the key is we want to destroy this orange base, but position ourselves sort of to the right there. Same thing. Let's bring a worker up here. Y'all got it. You gotta go. You gotta get up there. Upgrades still coming along. That's important.
Ready to
This is going to be fully saturated, and in fact, we put the last guy on lumber instead. Until we get up to that +3.
What is your wish?
Okay, can we get those storm hammers now, and then let's get some griffins. And I think we just need more riflemen.
I'm here to help.
I'm going to move my units to sort of sit over here, because again, the idea is we want to make sure that the enemy can't sneak by us to get our base from a different direction. The only thing that could be different is if they go out the very right, then they'll come out down here. But I don't think they will. We'll see. I'm not expecting them to.
All right.
Looks like we ran into a large enemy attack wave here. We got to dispel these unholy frenzies. I had it queued up. There we go. Captain Falry. I can't believe he's still alive. He's going to die by the end of this, certainly, but... Okay, we need knights. Eventually, steam tanks, fragmentation shards are going to be really good, too, because we've got these spellcasters in the back. Once this finishes, we build some forward base structures, and maybe we just tower the front of their base. In fact, I'm feeling that right now. I'm feeling like that's going to be pretty good. The only thing I don't like is how priests automatically start with inner fire turned on. I don't care for that much. Actually,
is my aid required?
Just make sure it's off, and then I just queued up more priests, but I don't need them. I just need frontliners.
I await your command. What?
Okay, gold will continue to be
What is it?
what we really need for now, but eventually it's going to be mostly lumber. Wait, no, it's the opposite. What did I say? Just forget it. I know what I'm talking about, trust me.
More work?
Yeah, you know what? Let's,
Off I go then. Yes, my lord. All right.
let's do something like this. It's going to be great. We need to, you know, survive long enough to let these get set up, but if we do, everything's going to be excellent. Knights.
Research complete.
Let's get fragmentation shards, and then we're going to need some siege engines, and we need more lumber to build more siege engines. So we'll just transition more and more dudes to lumber. How's our blacksmith doing? Yep, I mean, I'm just trying to spend my money efficiently. It's pricey to stay on top of all of this, as long as we don't have any idle workers. I don't want to build too many more workers. And anti-air is going to be a bit... I mean, we have a lot of riflemen. I was going to say anti-air is key here. Because of the frost worms. And then we got to remember to dispel... We just have to dispel the unholy frenzies and make sure inner fire is not on. We'll just hopefully remember to turn it on when we need it.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Job's done. More lumber is required.
See, these are huge. Like, these attacks are very, very large. So this is why I'm thinking... this forward defense and production is the right choice. Sorceress, stay alive. Okay, Infernal is down. They don't target the stuff that's being built, which is awesome.
I can't build that.
Gotta dispel these inner... Yeah.
Research complete.
Okay, I'm pretty happy with how this is going, I think. It's just a lot of frost worms.
Job done. Job upgrade.
Yeah. So we need a little more anti-air, but otherwise this went very, very well. That's a large attack wave. I think what we're going to have to end up doing is...
upgrade complete.
Is hanging back, pulling the defensive force into my towers.
Righto. More lumber
Yeah,
is required.
we don't need defend. I don't even know why I clicked that. It's good. You know what? Over time, we're going to need less and less gold because we have so many workers on gold across the board. We just need lumber. Again, which is the opposite of what I sort of expected.
Yes, my lord. Upgrade complete. Job's done.
I thought that once we got through and got all of our upgrades, we wouldn't need lumber and gold to be at a premium, but right now it's definitely still lumber. We need to get +3 finished here. We have pretty much every other upgrade needed. Griffins are very pricey in terms of supply, and they die very fast because of the
Is someone injured?
Crypt Fiends. So maybe we just don't. Maybe we just don't. You know?
What is it?
This. I'm gonna get one more guard tower, and then you can repair.
Yes, my lord.
Yeah, let's save our lumber and just make sure that we can get up to 3-3. This is overall I'm happy with how this has gone. It's just the way they choose which tree to cut is strange.
Job's done. Job's done.
Okay, good. So all of this production
Yes,
is ready to go.
Righto.
I think we're gonna want to get siege engines.
Upgrade.
And mortar teams. I think siege engine mortar team. The mortar teams to actually kill units, not going to be a bad idea here. See how they're trying to go to the... You see how they tried to move to the right there? Just dispel that immediately, please. Dispel again. Dispel is just so critical here. My goodness. C2 on Resurrect. Let's go ahead and do it. Back up the priests. Dispel again. Yeah, the air units here are bananas.
Research complete. I'm here to help.
Okay, I am a little scared to consider moving out at this point. I think it's still a bit preemptive.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. More work.
And apparently lumber, still kind of our main jam that's needed. Okay. Siege engines, good stuff. Fortified armor, you love to see it. Let's save up. As soon as we can start Dragonhide armor, then it'll be time to go. How about that? No idle workers. Again, I don't think I can afford to build more workers at this point. Sorceresses are okay. Again, I actually think the main issue here is just going to be dealing with buildings quickly, because they can reinforce very fast, and killing air units. Mal'Ganis is tough too. That Carrion Swarm is very scary, and it can kill a lot of my weakened stuff like priests. By weakened, I just mean like low HP. Yeah, you know what? We got to just move a few of these dudes onto lumber at this point.
Locked and loaded.
Job's done. What?
The way that they the way that they choose to
More lumber is required. Move your ass.
to harvest lumber is real wacky. I'm gonna wait for the next enemy attack, then we're bombing in there. There's gonna be a defensive force surely that we're gonna have to deal with as well. The size of the enemy attacks are scary, so that's why I am being pretty diligent in setting up forward defense, etc., etc. Flying machines actually not seeming like a bad choice here against the clumps of air units, because there's a lot of them. There's certainly a lot of them. So we'll get flat cannons, even just one or two flying machines with flat cannons. If we keep them kind of in the back, they'll be in good shape. Okay, one more dude on lumber. What do we want to spend our remaining supply on? 2 knights? Yo, back up, though. We've got, it's Mal'Ganis. We've got all these towers, so let's lean into them. Alright, I'm going to throw down a healing ward here to try and preserve what we have. Mal'Ganis getting destroyed by towers. That's so many Frostworms, my goodness. Yeah, we have to get on top of the area that is building the Frostworms. Okay, cool. So let's go now.
I stand.
That's an F2. It's time to F2. You'll love to see it. Rifleman Knight, mortar teams. Hopefully we don't need too many priests or anything. The siege engines can only attack buildings. I do know that they're, yeah, the Frostworm thing is over here. Okay, never mind. We have to fight through this defensive force first. Yeah, the speed at which that they can rebuild here is wacky. Let's get in here and just start attacking structures. We have to remove their ability to rebuild as fast as we can. So that's why we're gonna push, push, push. Start building another siege engine. Oh, never mind. He lived. I saw a meat wagon hitting these things. Those actually can do decent damage against us. And by us, I mean the siege engines. Here, here, and here. Arthas, maybe it'd be helpful if you actually attacked. Okay, no more Frostworms. They're trying to rebuild. I see them moving acolytes out. That's expected. There's Mal'Ganis. Okay, we're actually very close to where he spawned, so let's keep pushing, keep pushing. No more mortar teams. Okay, I see what's happening. They're getting behind us and rebuilding everything. I think we have this forward area here. We gotta keep trying to get up there. Nothing to resurrect still. Oh my god, he evaded my attempt to wake him up.
I stand. My aid.
Okay, so like they're kind of locking us in because they're rebuilding behind us. But honestly, I think we're in okay shape. We've got the mortar teams here. Let's go for the big bad building. Throw down a healing ward here and move everybody in on top of it. Mal'Ganis cannot be respawned. And see, like, again, we have units back here.
Our forces are under attack.
They have, like, everything being rebuilt, but they can't rebuild anymore once we... Yeah, they won't have the ability to have the acolytes to rebuild, so we'll just keep gutting them from the inside. So no matter what happens at this point, we definitely can't get wiped. Famous last words. But with no Mal'Ganis and no workers... Oh yeah, that's right. We can just lure them into my...
Forces are under attack.
Okay, they're not rebuilding. We can just lure them into my towers. What did I say earlier about channeling our inner arcane? We get some... I mean, this is like, you know, a fraction of the towers I would build if I was playing arcane and blockading an enemy base. But that's sometimes what you gotta do. I picked up on the size of the enemy attacks, especially with that first Mal'Ganis attack, and it all just sort of fell into place with what needed to happen.
So, you've taken up Frostmourne at the expense of your comrades' lives, just as the Dark Lord said you would. You're stronger than I thought.
You waste your breath, Mal'Ganis. I heed only the voice of Frostmourne now.
You hear the voice of the Dark Lord. He whispers to you through the blade you wield. What does he say, young human? What does the Dark Lord of the Dead tell you now?
He tells me that the time for my vengeance has come.
What? He can't possibly mean to...
It is finished. I'm so tired.
After taking his revenge upon Mal'Ganis, Prince Arthas wandered off into the frozen wastelands of Northrend. Tormented by Frostmourne's band and voice, Arthas lost the last vestiges of his sanity. Now driven by the sword's dark will, Arthas planned to return home to Lordaeron and claim his just reward. Continue? And if this is the cinematic, I think we can skip it. We've seen it. We know it's the bells. They're ringing. There's the flower petals. Yeah. If they were like remade in the engine, then I'd consider watching them just because it'd be, you know, at least a little different. But you know, we've all seen them. So we did it. We finished what is Release of Azeroth Reborn. Another Scourge of Lordaeron in the books. Mark it down as complete. Number 5 or 6 at this point, I think. We've played many. At the very least, you know, I think we played Defense of Strombrad more times than we've played the entire campaign, but even still. You know, biggest compliment I could give for this campaign is the fact that you wouldn't know you were playing StarCraft 2. I've actually gotten several comments asking, like, why is he playing this again? But worded in a way that makes me think that they don't realize that it's in StarCraft 2. Or they'll be like, why does the title say StarCraft 2 of the video? Stuff like that. Like, it's very convincing that this is not in StarCraft 2 and that you're just playing Warcraft 3. But obviously, if you watch the gameplay and even just the slightest amount of observant, you'll notice, like, the pathing is totally different, etc., etc. I will say that the lighting and shaders, the differences there make the game a lot less readable. Sometimes it feels like the selection boxes for the units is a lot smaller and more difficult to click on what you want. It's a lot harder to tell what's happening in the battles. Your units clump a lot more, and AoE is way too strong compared to what it should be in the way that the original game was balanced. So like things like Carrion Swarm, Blizzard, Mortar Teams, Meat Wagons, anything that does any amount of AoE is monumentally stronger. So I would just highly recommend you build those things or use those spells. Because again, they're just a lot stronger because units have smaller collision boxes, so they clump up more, and things that normally do friendly fire don't anymore, which, I mean, I'm not a fan of that change. Obviously, it works to my advantage quite a bit, but when it works against you, it hurts a lot. And I would prefer to have the downside myself than allow the enemy have the same advantage that I get, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's one that felt like a bit too liberal of a change, if I'm being completely honest. But, you know, that's just a personal preference type thing. It's fun. Like, using Blizzard, level 3 Blizzard with Jaina is insane. It feels great. So, you know, I can't complain about that. I'm just saying, I think that was a very heavy-handed change. But, again, everything else is so different as well that it's kind of hard to pick and choose. The upkeep, I mean, the ability to remove upkeep fundamentally changes the balance of the game. But at the same time, the enemy attack waves are much, much bigger, and it's a lot harder to break enemy bases. Like, that base in Frostmourne there was kind of a pain in the butt. I prepared appropriately for it, but imagine if I didn't build forward production and I didn't have some towers to fall back to bait enemy defensive forces into. I feel like we probably would have been banging our head against the wall for a while on this map, but that's just because I have that experience with, you know, ginormous hour-long macro maps in custom campaigns that when I kind of get a whiff of how a map is going to be, I start preparing immediately. Usually, unless I full tilt, and if I start to full tilt, then everything, you know, all bets are off. But in this case, you know, I read what was getting put down, and I reacted to it appropriately. So basically, there are a lot of big and small changes to this, and it works, right? It's definitely a different experience. I would recommend it to people who have played Warcraft 3 in the past. I would not recommend this as like a replacement for playing the original game. The original game was balanced in a specific way, and this sort of discards a lot of that. And that's okay. And it's definitely okay for me, again, because I've played this enough times that I need something that at least is slightly fresh. In fact, maybe more changes could be made. I don't know. It's tough, because it's not really fair to anybody who does anything related to the Scourge of Lordaeron at this point, just because... Like, I'm just tired of these maps. It's the same thing, you know. You could change them pretty substantially, and they're still, to me, kind of the same thing. Reforged, which I'm also playing alongside this one, makes much larger changes, so it almost feels like a different campaign in some ways. But it's hard to say. Like, it's not really the creator's fault, any individual creator's fault, when I'm like, okay, just enough with the Scourge of Lordaeron. that it's just the first campaign in the series, I guess. Most people start with the human campaign and not the prologue campaign, in my opinion. So anytime someone's going to do a campaign edit, they're going to start with the Scourge of Lordaeron, so that's what me, the showcaser, is going to be playing a lot of, and that's what's been happening. Again, that's not like any individual project's fault, but it is sort of a problem with the ecosystem. I'll keep playing them as they get released, though. There's even more edits, and I'm not, basically at this point, going to be going out of my way to find Scourge of Lordaeron campaigns to play. But if a creator reaches out to me and asks me, I might put it in the queue, but otherwise, like, I think we have to be done with Scourge of Lordaeron for a while. We're finishing up Reforged as well this week, and we'll be good with Scourge of Lordaeron for a while. But good job, Synergy and the team. Focusing a bit more on the positives here. This was just fun for people who are familiar with this campaign and like to experience the quality of life improvements, especially in terms of the pathing. The collision sizing I wouldn't even really list as a quality of life change, just because while that does affect the pathing, it puts you at a disadvantage in many ways, specifically with AoE. You lose a lot more supply against one attack wave with Mal'Ganis in it when he carrying swarms and, takes all of your riflemen, all of your mortar teams, and all of your priests. Like, he can hit, like, 4 times as many units, right? So, like, that's a huge amount of extra damage. Carrion Swarm also usually is capped at the amount of damage it can do. I don't think that's the case here. It certainly seemed like he was hitting everything for max damage, whereas in the base game, AoE, like Shockwave and stuff like that I think has a damage cap depending on how many units it hits. I'm curious to hear from Synergy or someone from the team to let me know if that has been reproduced or if that's just uncapped and just massive damage, right? But in any case, we did beat this. We also played on hard, so I'm sure on normal it's not as wacky wild there at the end in the Mal'Ganis base. But yeah, I'd encourage people to try this. It's very convenient. It's on the StarCraft 2 arcade. It looks just like Warcraft 3. I had a good time overall. If I remove myself from the fact that I've played Scourge of Lordaeron so many times, I think this was just an excellent recreation, so I look forward to continuing this project as more gets released. All right, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.